welcome to another video. A lot of you have been requesting for a proper drift tutorial, and first of all I gotta mention this, that this is not based for Assetto Corsa, or it's not also based for Cars Street. We're gonna make this tutorial basically for any car game that you're gonna play on a wheel. I'm gonna make a different series for some tips and tricks for the most of the things that a lot of people I see, I mean the majority, basically 90% of people do wrong in a certain games, especially this game and Cars Street obviously on the PC side. So today we're gonna go on with some tips and tricks, and one actually major tip that really helped me: if you never played any sim racing game or you don't drive IRL, you're gonna find yourself struggling a lot. It's like trying to run before you can walk. So first of all, if you're really new to sim drifting or playing on a sim, even if you do drive in real life, it's quite different here because you're pushing different cars with different tunes, different setups. It's not really the same as the road car you would be daily driving. That's one thing to keep that in mind. So first thing you gotta do when you're into the game, make sure you race. Just go race a lot. I mean, racing could be a little technical, so try to do cut-ups. So I really suggest you guys go play game modes like no hezzy and pushing P and stuff like that. After you are used to your gas and all that, obviously drifting with driving is different, so you probably need to still get used to it. But after you are decent good, don't try to do stuff like going left and right like this, yeah? It's gonna trip you out if you're really a beginner. So what you're gonna try to do is to only try drifting in turns, and the way you can do that is either staying in a low gear, and if you're in a powerful car, just gas it, and or also you can go on your rev a little bit and clutch kick it, which builds your revs up like that. So you can rev up like that and never work your clutch, and that's gonna initiate the drift as well. The third way and fourth way almost to initiate the drift, I mean it depends on the situation and the car, but it's to just pull the handbrake if you have one. So if you don't have a handbrake, don't even bother because it's not necessarily. In fact, I suggest you guys to not have one if you are a beginner. After that, you want to try to get used to letting go of your wheel. You want to kind of let the car do what it wants. If you watch me drifting, most of the time I'll touch my wheel literally like that. It's not because the force feedback is low, it's actually the force feedback is not low. It's just the fact you need to control the car with the gas, and yeah, you don't have to be fighting with the wheel. If you be fighting with the wheel like that, it's not gonna look as smooth. But yeah, that's the first thing you're gonna try to do. One little trick that I'm gonna give you guys after you practiced, actually put some decent time. So first day, just practice initiating the drift. I mean, you don't really need a full day for learning that. I mean, a lot of you probably already know that. After you are decent good at that, you're gonna try getting used to letting go of the wheel. Obviously, in some cars, if you didn't know, the way the steering wheel will be reacting to your drift, in a certain car, it will be spinning itself slower. Some cars are gonna be steering faster, so you need to get used to that. I really suggest you guys to choose one car and stick to it till you finish learning, and make sure you select a good car. If you play no hezzy, I really suggest this M. It's a really good car. One little tip I'm gonna give you guys: let's say you are starting your drift with a swing, yeah? So if you do the swing too hard, obviously your car gonna spin. So how to avoid it? And if you're not throwing the car around enough, you're not gonna get the angle you want. So what you're gonna do is to save it or keep your drift is the way you're gonna be counter steering. So basically, if you wanna save yourself from spinning out, you're gonna be counter steering as fast as you can, literally as fast as you can. Don't waste a single second of time. So let's say you're gonna feel like, oh, I'm gonna spin out there, I'm gonna fully go to the other way. So if I don't go fully on the other way, you see, it's just it's a matter of seconds that you can mess it up. To keep it simple, if you see your car not having enough angle, it means you're doing the counter steer too fast. If your car looks like that, you are counter steering too fast. Okay? And if you're spinning out, you're slow on it. So if you spin out, you're slow on your wheel. It doesn't mean you are spinning the wheel slow. It means you're late on it. How you know if you're doing it too late or too slow. It's all about timing. After you learn that, you're gonna come around something round. I really suggest it to be small, maybe something like here, and you're gonna be on your lowest gear and try to go around it, and with your gas try to start initiating a donut and try to stay on it as long as possible. The longer you keep this donut, the better it is. If you find yourself spinning out, try to do it a lot till you can do it basically as long as you want. Because donuts should be easy, and they are the best way to learn how to hold your drift. And after you got used to it, make sure you do both sides, because you don't want to be only good in drifting one side. And next thing is, make sure you have your both hands on the wheel. Do not put your hand on the handbrake or a shifter or whatsoever. So you want your both hands on your wheel, one in the left, one in the right, and don't really cross your hands over each other. Sometimes, I can't lie, you need it. Sometimes you need to be real fast, so your hands may go over, but try to not have that as a habit. Try to like not do it like that, you know. So you want to kind of have your hands like that. And yeah, that's one more thing to keep that in mind. This one's a little tip. It's about how early or how late you entering the drift, how to know when to enter the drift. It depends on your speed. If you are not really into it, if you are not really a professional, don't really try to be hard. Don't be trying to go 80s and all that. If I was new, I would not start the drift with that speed, you know. I would go as slow as I could. But what you wanna do, if you find yourself going into the grass, you are doing it too late, so try to do it earlier, and the opposite. The next thing to practice, I'm gonna repeat myself, you need to practice this. You need to do the same thing. This is literally the way to practice it. And do not try to go on a tog or on a CE big map and try to different lanes. Go on a simple track and try to learn how to drift there. Next thing you wanna learn to do is try to learn how to do 8 figures. This is how an 8 figure look like. If you're trying to learn it on a solo corso, this is a good location. So you can go around here, and after that you can try to go around in this piece. I mean, this is the worst 8 figure you could possibly have, but that's something. I mean, the whole thing is not really good. I really suggest you guys find another map maybe. I don't really have any suggestion to give you guys, but this piece is really good for learning how to initiate. You wanna let go of your gas, but not fully. And if you drop your gas like that, mid-drift, your car gonna snap. So if I'm on it like that, and if I let go, the car gonna spin out. It's gonna go fast. So you don't wanna let go of it fast, and you don't wanna let go of it too early. If you look at my screen, the green bar is how much I'm on my gas, the red is brake, and the clutch is blue. And we don't really have one for handbrake. But let's say you're trying to initiate a drift, so that's how you do. You go light on it. Look at how I'm not staying on my gas. I'm not drifting like this. You can drift like that, but in a certain games you're gonna blow your engine if the game has damage, or you're gonna wear out of your tires too quickly if the game has that, and it's not gonna be smooth. You don't wanna learn how to drift like that, because if you learn how to drift like that, it's possible, but you're gonna see yourself struggling in tandems. You're not gonna have control over your speed. Tandeming is another thing that if you're new, you don't know. Basically, it's 2 cars drifting together and really close door to door. That's what tandem called. If you try to do that, all that matters there is to be able to drift and control your speed. So do not try to learn how to drift while you're tandeming as well. You know, it's a waste of time. It's gonna take you way longer. You will learn, but it's gonna take you way longer. Also, sorry if this video gonna be too long, but this is how you guys gonna learn. So if you are trying to initiate the drift, see, I go low on my gas, and when you go low on your gas, your car gonna swing. So if I'm here, I go low on my gas here, the car swings, I go back on it, and for your transitions, you fully let go of it sometimes, and you're gonna come back on it so fast. If you go back on your gas too late, you may see yourself spinning out or getting too much angle. So let's say you're off your gas and your car is doing the transition. and let's say this is the perfect angle, this is when you go on your gas. So when you are in the perfect angle, you go in the gas. So let's say you're going to swing it left and right. Okay, perfect angle, gas. Perfect angle, gas. Let me keep it without talking. So this is how it gonna kind of look like. See? Obviously, guys, keep that in mind. I'm not even good. I don't consider myself as a good player or as a good drifter. I'm like an average, maybe even low average. There are people that are like 10 times, 20 times better than me. But some people can't teach. I see myself kind of alright or kind of decent while trying to explain the stuff because I've done it a lot. The next thing is how to pull a reverse entry. What is a reverse entry? It's basically when you're in a real high angle, something like that, and you enter into some turn or whatever. I mean, this map is not really suitable, so I had to pull it there. This is how you're gonna do it. You're gonna swing the car left or right and try to spin out, basically. Try to over angle your car, and in a certain angle, just go fully on the opposite direction with your wheel. Just lock the wheel and go on your clutch. And make sure you build up some rev at the same time. You wanna continue drifting. So let me try to put an example. Alright. Basically like that. You see, continue yourself drifting. This map is not suitable. I'm trying to pull a high angle one. But I hope that explained enough. You wanna make sure you do it a lot of times so you're used to it. Also, don't overdo it. Try to not do it everywhere. If you're in a tandem, try to not do it. If you are chasing, you're gonna lose speed. If you are leading, the guy behind you gonna mess up. So only do this in solo rides, yeah? The next thing I'm gonna teach you guys is how to pull a 360. There is no really a way to explain 360s, so you need to watch my hands, what I do. At the end of the 360, let's say the car doesn't want to spin, yeah? After you went to a certain angle, you wanna kind of go on your brake. That's gonna help you spin out. Obviously, you're gonna stay on your gas as well. So if you see yourself doing like 2 360s as well, if you see yourself over spinning, let's say you did a 360, you can't hold the car does another 360. What do? So after you do it, let's say here, you go on your brake, watch a little bit, and that's it. You're gonna slow your car down. And the way I told you guys, go on the gas on time, on the proper angle you want. That's gonna help you not to spin out. So again, here, full gas, off gas, and that's it. Okay, that was a slow one, so I'll pull another one. So you're gonna doing the car, let's go a bit. See, my wheels are quite straight. I'm not like that. You know, you don't really need to do it. I mean, obviously depends on the car, but you can kind of hold your wheels straight. That's gonna help you get out of it quite faster. If you're trying to do a slow one, try to keep your wheels somewhat straight. If you're trying to do a fast 360, yeah, go full lock with your steering angle. I'm gonna help you to do a fast one. Let's say I want to do a fast one. I bring the car, I do it like that, and clutch it. Guys, a lot of beginners don't do it. Try to have a certain good lanes. If it's a new track, new location that you don't ever drifted there, you don't really know to what path to take. Watch videos, watch gameplays. You can watch my gameplay, you can watch others' gameplay. Doesn't matter if it's a controller gameplay. I mean, if it's a wheel hand camera gameplay, that's actually better because you can see what the guy is doing. But in overall, you can kind of see what paths they taking. So you want to see yourself going as wide as you can. Try to be always on the edge of the track. Okay? So we don't want ourselves in the inside, which is the right side in that turn. So in this turn, where I am is inside, and here's the outside of the turn. So you want to go wide. So we don't want to take this location on the left. We're gonna try to hold ourselves here as wide as we want. The other way you can go wide as well is to using your foot brake. You can use your foot brake and be really gentle. I'm saying really gentle, like 10%, like a little bit. You see how much I'm braking? Like that. And if the game doesn't really have a damage or wear over the parts, if it's not beam NG or something like that, you can stay on that brake, you know? Just cook those brakes. You can do really slow drifts. You can control your car easy. You can go wide as you want, and literally you can control your car with the brake. Try to use the foot brake more than the handbrake. Also there's if you're trying to start a drift, if you're going too fast, if you brake, you don't need to handbrake, use your foot brake. So the rear of your car will be slippery. So this is another way to initiate the drift. You're gonna go fast, you're gonna brake it a little bit, and that's it. You can initiate the drift just like that. One more thing which I forgot to really mention at the beginning is when and why to use the handbrake. I mean, we kind of said you can use your handbrake at initiating a drift at the start of it. So let's say the turn is there and I'm really far. If I start my drift here, I'm gonna go on the grass. So let's say I did start my drift early, I had to save myself. You don't want to stop drifting. All you want to do is to pull the handbrake. All you're gonna do is to make you go more forward to any direction you're going. So let's say you're too early on it, you pull the handbrake, or you pull your clutch as well. So you go clutch and brake, and you're gonna keep going straight. I'm sorry if these are not in order, but it's still gonna help you. If you see your car doing stuff like this, it's called understeering. If you see the car doesn't drift, you're not putting enough gas. Don't be scared of it. Just put more gas, you're gonna be sorted out. So see, that's not enough gas. So when you go enough gas, you're gonna do yourself like this. You're gonna do a little bit of sliding around here, so you guys can see what's up. Try to replicate it, try to watch around all the tips I gave you guys. So if you get a smooth and decent with all the everything, at the end you're gonna see yourself doing somewhat like this, or maybe not better. Maybe you'll be Olympic or something like that. If you're trying to do a 360, you can do it like that. And here's all of it, back to back. As always guys, if you're new to it, like and sub would be highly appreciated. Hope you like the video so far. I'm gonna put a little bit of gameplay, maybe 1 or 2 minutes in OGxSTREET as well, just to compare and tell you guys that game is a real good game to practice on your cars as well. Next video gonna be like how to be a pro in OGxSTREET. The reason being is in OGxSTREET PC you need to make your car realistic. So if you have a shitty tune and a stock tune, it's gonna feel too arcadey. So if you want your game to be realistic, you can make it but the right tunes. So I wanna make another video about that as well, so make sure you don't miss that. But yeah, technically that's a real good game to learn how to drift, because you can make your cars really proper. You have a really wide range of tuning parts, customizations and everything. So keep that in your mind as well. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know what else I missed, I forgot to put in the video. If I made any mistakes, put it in the comments so other people will not make that mistake.